was I thinking? Sing it back to me when it's on. I walked in that honky-tonk bar one night, pulled up a chair under neon light. Bartender slid them down one by one. Jukebox said, today's music ain't got the same soul, son. I knew the white like the back of my hand, a cold glass sweating, that was a plan. But the wear got loose in the haze and smoke, and my own mind started playing a joke. I asked me why, I asked me where, but the clock kept spinning in the air. What was I thinking? Trying to be so sure. It's a why, it's a where, it's a when on the run. I remember the night, not the rise of the sun. What was I thinking? Walking through that door, the where turned to blur and the wind turned to Lord. Yeah, the why was a drink, but the wind was a storm, and I woke up missing what I was before. Place was packed shoulder to shoulder tight. Smoke hung low like a curtain of the night. Somebody asked me, hey, you got the time? I squinted hard, tried to read that shine. Saw a shadow of a woman, close and slow, a warm little whisper that I still don't know. I looked at my watch, she laughed real soft, said that's not what I mean, and my guard fell off. I said I don't have your time, tried to play it cool, but my own 2 feet broke my own rule. What was I thinking? Thinking I was safe. It's a why, it's a where, it's a when on the run. I remember the night, not the rise of the sun. What was I thinking? Walking through that door, the where turned to blur and the wind turned to Lord. Yeah, the why was a drink, but the wind was a storm, and I woke up missing what I was before. I'm here for the wind with that smoke in her hair, and the room leaned in like it knew my name. Now I'm chasing that moment like a runaway train. What was I thinking? Letting go that fast. Now morning finds me with a hole in my past. It's a why, it's a where, it's a when on the run. I remember the night, not the rise of the sun. What was I thinking? Walking through that door, the where turned to blur and the wind turned to Lord. Yeah, the why was a drink, but the wind was a storm, and I woke up missing what I was before. It's a why, it's a where, it's a when on the run. I remember the night, not the rise of the sun. What was I thinking? Left in that smoke-filled floor, I found the why in my hand, lost the rest in the roar. Yeah, the why was a drink, but the wind was a storm, and I woke up missing what I was before. So I sing to myself till the answers sting. What was I thinking? What a foolish thing. That honky-tonk holds my wind somewhere inside, and I'm still looking for it with the sunrise in my eyes.